What's up, my brothers? I had sent out a question. What is a job in a marriage concerning the husband and the wife? What is our job? What is the woman's job? And the crazy thing about it, a lot of men have not seen the example of what a real wife should be, or a wife should be, or what a husband should be. We have gotten false truths. So it seems true, but it's false. So we haven't really got the right information, and the information that we have heard contradicted their actions. So we all have, before I answer, every man and woman have some type of flaws about them, or character or disposition about them that may not be good, or that isn't good, but that can be changed through a repetition of learning or getting new habits. So we got to get new habits, because habits is built by doing the same thing over and over again. So the more we retrieve information that is beneficiary to our marriage and begin to carry that out in our lives and our marriage towards our children, then the marriage would change for the better. But we got to also see our wrong. You can't see your wrong and don't address the wrong. So the job of a husband ain't too much different from a wife. We were fed the lies a wife's supposed to cook and just clean and take care of the children. Like, she do all of the duties, and the man just stays home, chill out, or a man just go to work and that's it. He just bring home the bread. That's it. That is one of the most easiest jobs. If it was really like that, that's sad. That's not living. That's not life. I'm all about being fair. But the man is supposed to work and bring home the bread, but also be a supplier, just not physically. Be a supplier to the marriage mentally and physically, giving himself to the marriage in whatever way is needed. So wherever it's lacking, from man to woman, from the spouse, whether man and woman that's together, we fill in the slots where one is weak at, or where one is stressed at. So that's how it works. Like, I had the privilege. I know, or I believe, y'all didn't get to see that privilege. You know, I'm doing it live, so I can't say no name. Just that's how I'm doing it. But y'all know who I'm talking about. And there's other men even out there who have not seen how a husband's supposed to treat a wife, nor a wife's supposed to treat a husband. So now you go into marriage, and now your perspective is wrong because of what we have seen and what we heard that was dysfunction. So, but on my behalf, I'm not saying I haven't seen things that was dysfunctional, but I had the privilege to see what a man's supposed to do in the marriage and what a wife's supposed to do in the marriage. Like, I watched my mother cook and clean and work 2 jobs, cook and clean, come home, take care of us, wash us up. That's what she did. Then I watched my father, my stepfather, because I was raised by my stepfather. I watched my stepfather work 2 jobs, come home with my mother, and cooking and cleaning, helping my mother, washing clothes. There's once upon a time we didn't even have a laundry mat, you know, money to go get to the laundry, or soap powder, or we didn't have a wash machine. My mother did it and my stepfather did it. They put clothes in the tub, used regular soap, and washed every last bit of our clothes. That's what a husband and a wife supposed to do. Be helpers one to another. If you ain't helping your spouse in any form of way to relieve them, vice versa to the woman, to the man, then you're not being a husband and they're not being a wife. You're being a burden. And we don't supposed to be burdens. We supposed to be helpers one to another. I watched my father not only clean the house with my mother, and sometimes by himself, whole house by himself. And then he would train us to do it. Hey, I want you to wash these dishes. I want you to get in here. While I'm scrubbing these clothes, you're going to scrub them too. You're going to step on these clothes too. You're going to help me wring them out. So everything that my mother and my father did, they showed us how to do it, and they implemented us into doing it. They said, this is how you do it, and they showed us how to do it. Even schoolwork, most of the schoolwork that we had, my mother really didn't help us. And my mother was smart. It was my step-pops that helped us. He was always on top of us. And the reason why I believe my mother let him help us, because my mother's going to be slack. And if she wasn't going to be slack, she knew that he was going to do what he needed to do as the man of the house and make sure we on point. Because kids sometimes, they get a little funky with the mother, but when it's the father and the father put his foot down, that's one thing about my step-pops. You wasn't playing with my step-pops. He meant what he said, and he said what he meant. And that's how we gotta be men. We gotta mean what we say. We gotta mean what we say to our spouse. We gotta mean what we say to our children. And we gotta be that father. We gotta be that male figure. And not back down. We stand for right, but we can't speak right and do the opposite. Because our children are looking at us. The reason why, Mabel, you see Glenn cooking and cleaning, that's in my DNA. I seen it, and I was involved in it. I was told to do it, and there's things I enjoy doing, so it's embedded in me. So we got to embed this in ourselves, and we got to embed this in our children by continually doing it, practice doing it. Because no marriage is getting better, and one person is doing everything, or you remaining the same. You can't remain the same mindset, same attitude, same thing year after year and expect change in the marriage. There gotta be a balance in the marriage. There gotta be help in the marriage. So my prayer for us men, my brothers, that your wives begin to be the wife that you need to be. Y'all be the husband that you need to be. Because it's necessary. Stress can kill. And I'm telling you, you want your marriage, you gonna do something different. You don't want your marriage, you're going to stay with the same attitude. You're going to stay with the same mindset. I don't care. This is my job. I'm only doing this. I ain't doing nothing else. So then your marriage going to go straight down the drain. The person going to wind up getting a divorce. The person going to wind up leaving you. Or it's going to be, if they don't leave you, you're just going to have a life of hell. You know? Like I was saying, the father figure that we seen wasn't bad, but we wasn't shown or told the whole truth. So a lot of people have to figure it out for themselves. And even in me, seeing what I seen my mom and my father do together, and sometimes when one was tired or weak, the other one would pick it up. I seen that. But even in seeing that, we can still fall because we fail to change our thoughts, change our mind, and receive better information, and be practical and do things that would help change our habits. So that's my prayer, brothers. Do what we need to do to save our marriage, to heal our marriage. It's too many times us brothers, we blaming our spouses. Nah, you can't do that. From male to female, you can't blame your spouse. Because God put it in man DNA to lead. And a woman is not going to follow a man if he don't lead. I don't know if you get that. Well, I do lead and they don't listen. No, you not leading. If they not listening, because you don't have a vision. That's it. If your wife is not following you, that's because you don't have a vision for your marriage, nor a vision for your children. And that's the reason why marriages is dying, and that's the reason why marriages, people are getting divorces, and there's confusion, and people just doing what they want to do. Sooner or later, somebody, by God's grace, somebody gonna go out and cheat because they're not getting what they need. You're giving them what they want, or what's necessary, should I say. You're giving what's necessary, but you ain't giving what's needed. Because everybody needs something. They need emotional, they need to be built up emotional, they need help physically, whatever it is. And the sad thing about it, it ain't like we don't know where each spouse need help at. But somehow, some way, pride get in because someone said something to me, or my spouse said something to me that I ain't like. So you know what? I ain't doing nothing now. Do it on your own. And that's not God. That's not love. Love is not built on you do, then I do. You show, then I show. You say, then I say. So no, it don't work like that. Somebody gotta stand on God's love. And that's point blank, period. So that's the duty of a man and a wife.